Pisces, welcome. It's Meredith. I'm here with our message for April 2020. We are using 3 different tarot decks, just like we have the last couple of months. Your top row of cards is the Lightseer's Tarot. And this is all about what's now for Pisces. And your second row is the Modern Witch Tarot. This is all about what's in development and what's in becoming. And then your third row is Bonefire Tarot, and this is the happiness, satisfaction, fulfillment factor for Pisces in April 2020 as related to the top 2 rows of cards. Now, as always, I'm going to suggest that you watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos. If you don't know where your signs are placed in your Moon, Rising, or Venus, go to cafeastrology.com, plug in your stats, date, time, place of birth, and you'll get a nice, comprehensive, easy to read chart, and you can find where all of your signs are placed. Then come back and watch the videos. All right, let's jump in. Top row, what's now for Pisces? This is for the month of April, as mentioned. What's now for you? We're starting out with the Death card, a water sign. Yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here. This is a Scorpio card. It is transformation, it is transition, it's something coming to an end while something simultaneously begins for you. I feel that we're going to go deep in this row, Pisces. I just feel it. I have Pisces all over my chart. It's my moon, it's my rising, it's my Pallas Athena, it's in other places too for me. So I get it. I feel you. I don't even know what we're going to turn over, and I can tell it's deep. But there is a transition happening for Pisces. And my feeling is it's about damn time. You know, Pisces, the last couple of months you've been getting some decent readings. And you, like a couple other signs, Scorpio in particular, you've had a long run of challenging readings. So much so that it gets brought up often when we do your monthlies. And I feel like the energy of Pisces has reached a tipping point that is not dramatic. It's not flouncing off in a huff. It's none of those ego actions one might see on a soap opera. Let's put it that way. That's not how it's happening. It's quiet. It is resolute. It's got resolve. And it's got some real strength in it. You're switching it up, Pisces. And what is also coming to mind here is a friend said this to me the other day. She said, you know, crumbs are crumbs. It's up to you to decide if you're going to settle for that. Right? And where do you do that, Pisces? Likely you do it in a lot of places. Most Pisces I know are exceptionally empathic, and they're very busy making sure that everybody feels good, happy, and nurtured at the expense of their own happiness, at the expense of their own nurturing. And that leaves Pisces in a situation of people-pleasing and accepting crumbs, and you can't blame anyone for that. It's a choice you've made, and I know that's a hard thing to hear, and some of you are going to just click right off the message because you're not ready to face it. But when your first card out is the Death card, and when I don't even know what we're going to turn over and I can feel it's deep, it's something we've got to look in the mirror and see. We have to see our value. We have to see our worth, Pisces. And we have to we always come from our heart space, but rarely do we come from our heart space for ourselves first. Yeah. Okay. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. Yes, because we're attempting to hold on to a way of being. Now, I love how the card is done in this deck. Again, Lightseer's Tarot. She's holding in a nurturing way. She reminds me a bit of the Empress even. And she's got kindness, she's got compassion for her own self as she's in the transition of something coming to an end and something beginning. In the daily readings at this time, we've had weeks of a message of simultaneous endings and beginnings, and how uncomfortable that can be when you're receiving the very thing you've prayed for, and at the same time you have to let go of what's familiar. That's what I feel here in this Four of Pentacles. Next set of cards, we have 3. And the first is, yeah, definitely going deep. We have the Tower. Look at that. You know, this is a simultaneous experience as well, because the Tower will show up when we haven't taken care of business and the universe is about to take care of business for us. My feeling is, though, that this is a choice we're making in concert with the universe. We're doing it in the buddy system. So in part, we're tearing down the walls and tearing up the foundation, and the universe is lending us a hand. And while we welcome that assistance, we can also feel the discomfort and the desire to hang on to. You know, it's like cleaning out your garage. I did this in the fall. It took me about 5 weeks to clean out my garage. And I found myself having moments where I was like this woman on the card, hanging on to something that felt sentimental to me but served absolutely no purpose in my world. Now, emotionally speaking, that's going on the inside, in the feeling realm. And, you know, that description is something that's happening in the tangible earthly realm, but it's still a decision that we're making. So it can be hard when the Tower comes down and we look into the debris field and we have some sentimentality for what's familiar, what's comfortable, what we know. But what's familiar, comfortable, and what we know is not what we've been dreaming for. So we have to dream a different dream. Dream the true dream that we put out there into the universe, and stop people pleasing and stop nurturing everybody else before our own selves, because in that way we don't prepare our foundation for the very things that we've been praying for, manifesting and affirming for, that the Death card is actually delivering to us. You know, it's like Death card as the UPS truck has shown up and there's no place to put the package. Tower, making room for. Yes, because being in the flow of generosity, reciprocity here on the Six of Pentacles, this is giving and receiving. This is an infinite loop. We have the Ace of Pentacles right in the center of it all. That's the fulcrum. That's the open door in which the universe channels and blesses us with what it desires to add to our foundation. But we have to be in a flow of giving and receiving, allowing and accepting, and so on, sharing. We cannot be holding here on the 4 and expecting the delivery to show up and have space for it. Next one coming with, yeah, 5 of Pentacles. This is great. 4, 5, and 6 of Pentacles. This shows real progress for us, Pisces. This is the card that has us in traditional tarot leaving ourselves out in the cold, but that's not what we're doing. It's a choice. Typically we see a sanctuary and a person sitting outside looking a little worse for wear. They could go into the sanctuary, but at what cost? There's some sort of spiritual compromise that costs us a great deal. And we already know that really well from people pleasing and nurturing others before our own selves and being left with crumbs at the end of it because we chose that. So when we go into review of prior action and behavior, we're not to go into that with judgment or, you know, criticism in any way. You learn some really valuable life experience lessons from doing that, but you know that with the amount of times we've seen Ace of Cups show up in daily readings, that we're meant to participate from the overflow. We're not meant to pour out our cup. And Pisces, we have a habit of doing that. So 4, 5, and 6, it shows progress. It's exactly what's happening. We are working with the universe to tear down an old way of being and make space on our foundation for the blessing of what's being renewed, resurrected, and what is fresh and new for us that's in harmony with what we're manifesting. And then the next card, 3 of Swords. You know, this card has shown up quite a bit. We go months at a time without seeing this card. And again, I'm coming back to daily readings. For 2 weeks, it's been showing up. That's pain, loss, and sorrow of the past. We are reconciling it. This is exactly it. We're learning from it at this point, which is fantastic, because this will teach us to give from the overflow. We've all had a Three of Swords experience, and the other message on that card is getting to the heart of the matter. And certainly we're doing that so that we can turn over a brand new leaf and participate in a more equalized, harmonized way in the spirit of generosity, reciprocity, giving and receiving, allowing and accepting, choosing happiness, and giving from the overflow. I knew that was going to be an intense row of cards. The next comes from the Modern Witch Tarot, and this row is all about what's in development and what's becoming for Pisces. First card is Strength. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that this is here. Strong Leo energy. Fantastic, actually. Strong Leo energy here. This is a card of all heart. It's wild, free, untamed, unleashed spirit. You're just unleashing spirit, which is beautiful. And there's temperance in this card as well, because she's not taming the lion, and the lion is not asserting its strength over her, which easily she could be overcome by. There is a harmony here, and there is a courageousness of living from the heart. The traditional message in tarot is that the wild, free spirit must be kept intact for whatever it is that you are in creation for. No matter how many times it gets modified and revised, its initial inspired wild, free spirit must remain intact. And this is what we're coming back to, Pisces, because when we give from the overflow, we're maintaining the strength of our spirit for our self-relationship, so we can show up with that. Coming with, Ace of Wands, divine and cosmic gift of passion. So we have a passionate strength here, and this is what we're grounding into in our foundation at this time. That's what this top row is helping us develop. Beautiful. And then Queen of Cups. Yes, and we are not compromising or negotiating our intuition. You are the sign. Pisces is the sign of the intuitive. Queen of Cups, High Priestess, these girls are your cards. Even the Death card there, they're all you. You're in that energy. You are a water sign, and you are exceptionally intuitive. And you're gazing into the Ace of Cups. I was just talking about giving from the overflow. Give from the overflow of your intuitive self. And trust that. Do not compromise or negotiate that. Again, that's something that's happened up here in your 5 and your 3 in the top row. And that has left you with crumbs. The Queen of Cups, she is emotional awareness, alertness, and intellect and intimacy. She cares nothing of the material. She is pure, raw, loyal, loving intuition. And that's at the heart of you, Pisces. Go there, live there, broadcast from there. Because here again, you are still in healing 4 and getting to the heart of the matter of the 3 of Swords. Now, this is where you... Okay, let's go back to your top row for a moment. This is pain, loss, and sorrow of the past. This is pain, loss, and sorrow that you are healing in a developing way that is creating momentum for your own healing experience here on this 3 of Swords. And it's a choice to honor and respect this energy. Having experienced it, lived with it, lived through it, healed so much of it, you have respect and admiration for it in the ways that it has shaped you, but in the ways that it is also helping you make brilliantly clear decisions, because the swords are all about that. That's the Ace of Swords to the power of 3. Right there in the card, that's everlasting strength, and brilliant clarity. So you are using your intuition, which is one of your greatest superpower gifts, to trust in your brilliant clarity, your everlasting strength, which allows you to give from the overflow here on the Ace of Cups held by the Queen. Next card, the Devil. Yes, this is what happens when you don't do this. And you are in development. This is what is becoming for you to stand on a foundation of brilliant clarity and everlasting strength, so that when you are revisited by moments of Three of Swords life experience, and you start talking to yourself, you start talking smack about your own self in a conversational way inside the hamster wheel, the vulture thoughts of your mind that tell you that you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, there must be something wrong or broken with you for these situations to keep evolving for you, or leaving you sitting out here in the cold. This is all about you having the wherewithal to know that if you choose in an old way, you will repeat this type of information for yourself and have this kind of experience. And this is you on the strength in the Ace of Wands rising up, with also the wisdom of that Death card saying no, absolutely not, no more. That's an old story of when I felt less than, and I chose less than, and I accepted less than because I was trying to make everybody else happy. So I love that it's in development and becoming, because you are developing a way to recognize your Three of Swords and your Devil moments and say, oh, I see that for what that is. Thank you for showing up. I was about to repeat an old behavior that got me the results I never really liked in the first place. Woohoo, let's get right back to our strength, our passion, and our intuition, and we'll go on from there. Nice. Nicely done. Okay, your next row, Bonefire Tarot. This is all about your happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment in the month of April, connected to the top two rows of cards. Your first set, 2 cards, 3 of Cups. Celebration. These are the ladies from Justice, Temperance, and Strength on the card. So this is connection, community. I also feel a fresh energy of something made new, which we're seeing up here with the Death card, but I feel it manifesting here in the month of April for you. So this is connection, this is community, and I know we're all doing connection and community different right now, but there's happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment in the way that you are doing it. You're having an opportunity to practice exactly what we're talking about over here, giving from your overflow, giving from your beautiful, superpowered intuition, and feeling a lot of happiness, feeling a lot of personal freedom in the sharing of what you are passionate about. And while you may come up against some of these Three of Swords Devil moments, you're recognizing them quickly and saying, oh, I know what that is. I need more love here, not less. And I need to stop giving right here, and I need to nurture myself so that I can keep the overflow coming. That's the kind of celebration you got going on here in the Three of Cups. And along with the Three of Cups, you have the King of Cups. So now we have the King and the Queen, a matched set. So here's Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine coming together in your reading. Yeah, those two are coming together and making a third energy, which is your wild, free, liberated, unleashed spirit, and what that's going to create. This is you letting go of your 4 up here. Beautiful. Really beautiful. And in some situations, this is the king and the queen coming together in beloved relationships. So beloved soulmate relationship may be coming together now that you have torn apart your foundation and stopped opening up a vein to nurture everybody else with. You're nurturing yourself, which demonstrates self-respect, which strengthens your broadcast and your ripple effect out into the world. And so the way you connect and have community feels so much more fulfilling, because you're not doing all the giving. You're participating in the generosity, reciprocity, giving and receiving. You're making yourself a part of that loop. Thank goodness. All right, next we have the Two of Wands. Beautiful card, because this is the prospector's card. You know, you're taking a look at your horizon and saying, wow, you know, the landscape looks a whole lot different when I give from my overflow. What am I going to do with that? And it feels like the door is wide open for a lot of consideration for you. Excellent. Then coming with the Fool. Yeah, fresh new energy in which to walk through that gateway, that threshold to a new realm, a new world of experience, because you're not out here hanging off the dripping Three of Swords anymore. You're nicely contained like the Ace of Wands with your freedom, your spirit, and your intuition. And you are participating in the flow, and that feels great. And then Justice. Yeah, you know, you've delivered your own sense of karmic justice by coming to this in yourself and making decisions that support this kind of energy for you in this row. By doing what needs doing and paying attention to what needs your attention, you spot this stuff well before it pulls the rug out from underneath your feet and you feel like you've got to recover again. So that's some divine karmic justice. You're harmonizing and balancing the scales for yourself within self relationship, and automatically that shifts every relationship in your life. Beautiful. Pisces, thank you so much for watching. Do like, share, subscribe here on the channel. Leave a comment if it's in your heart to do so. Watch the dailies, of course, and check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos as well. Peace, joy, happiness, love, blessings to each and every one of you. Namaste.